Sarah Jenkins woke up to the soft hum of her alarm clock on a crisp autumn morning in suburban Ohio. The sun filtered through the white curtains of her bedroom window, casting gentle shadows on the wooden floor. She stretched slowly, feeling the familiar ache in her back from years of carrying groceries and chasing after kids. At 42, Sarah looked like any other mom in the neighborhood: a ponytail, yoga pants, and a coffee mug that read "World's Okayest Mom." She padded downstairs in her slippers, the house quiet except for the distant chirp of birds outside. In the kitchen, she poured herself a cup of black coffee, strong and hot, just how she liked it. The aroma filled the air, grounding her in the routine of the day. Her husband, Tom, had already left for work at the auto shop downtown. Their 2 kids, Emily and Jack, were still asleep upstairs. Emily was 12, with freckles and a love for books. Jack, at 8, was all energy and scraped knees from playing soccer. Sarah smiled as she thought of them. This was her life now: school runs, PTA meetings, and weekend barbecues. Simple, safe. She glanced at the calendar on the fridge. Today was the annual fall festival at Lincoln Elementary School. Jack's class was performing a play about harvest time, and Emily had volunteered to help with the bake sale. Sarah had baked apple pies the night before. Their sweet scent lingered in the air. She packed lunch as peanut butter sandwiches for Jack, turkey for Emilia, and set them on the counter. Mornings like this made her grateful. After serving in the army for 10 years, including 2 tours in Afghanistan, she had left that world behind. No more sandstorms or midnight patrols. Just this, home. As the kids stirred upstairs, Sarah heard the familiar thump of feet on the stairs. Jack burst into the kitchen first, his hair tousled and eyes bright. "Mom, is it festival day?" he asked, grabbing a bowl for cereal. "Yes, buddy," Sarah replied, ruffling his hair. "Eat up, we leave in an hour." Emily followed, quieter, with her backpack slung over one shoulder. "I hope the pies sell well," she said, pouring milk. "They will," Sarah assured her. "Your grandma's recipe never fails." The drive to school was peaceful. Leaves in shades of red and gold drifted from the trees lining the streets. Sarah turned on the radio, low volume, to a country station playing something soft and nostalgic. The school parking lot was already filling up with minivans and SUVs. Parents waved hello, kids ran toward the playground. Sarah parked and helped unload the pies from the trunk. The air smelled of hay bales and popcorn from the festival setup. Inside the gymnasium, booths were arranged in neat rows. There were games, crafts, and a stage for the performances. Sarah sat up at the bake sale table with other moms: Linda from down the street, who always wore bright lipstick, and Karen, the PTA president, with her clipboard. "Looks great, Sarah," Karen said. "This should raise good money for the library fund." Sarah nodded, arranging the pies. Happy to help. The festival kicked off with the principal's welcome speech. Families gathered, chatting softly. Jack's class was up third. Sarah found a seat in the folding chairs, Emily beside her. The lights dimmed slightly for the play. Kids in costume as pumpkins, scarecrows took the stage. Jack played a farmer, his lines delivered with dramatic flair. Sarah clapped, her heart swelling with pride. This was the relatable part of her life, the everyday joy that kept her anchored. But as the play ended and applause filled the gym, something felt off. Sarah's instincts, honed from years in the military, prickled at the back of her neck. She scanned the room casually, like any mom checking on her kids. There, near the side exit, a man stood alone. He wasn't the parent she knew. Most faces here. Tall, with a backpack slung low, he kept glancing at his watch. His jacket seemed bulky for the mild weather. Sweat beaded on his forehead despite the cool air. Sarah's mind raced, but she stayed calm. Maybe he was just nervous, a relative visiting. But then he shifted, and she caught a glimpse of something metallic under his jacket. A wire? Her training kicked in subtly. She remembered the drills, the briefings on threats. This could be nothing. Or everything. "Emily, stay here with Jack after his play," Sarah whispered, standing slowly. "I'll be right back." Emily nodded, distracted by friends. Sarah moved through the crowd, her steps measured, blending in. She approached the refreshment table, pretending to grab a cookie, but her eyes never left the man. He was muttering to himself now, hand inching toward his backpack. The relatable problem hit her like a quiet wave. This festival, this safe space for families, could turn into chaos. Memories flooded back at dusty villages overseas, the weight of her rifle, the split-second decisions. She had been a sniper, one of the best in her unit. Sharp eyes, steady hands. But that was another life. Or was it? Sarah slipped out a side door, heart pounding but breath even. Outside, the school grounds were dotted with more festival activity: hayrides, pumpkin carving. She needed a vantage point. The old bell tower at the edge of the playground, unused but accessible. It overlooked the gym entrance. She had climbed it once during a school tour, joking with Tom about the view. Moving quickly but not rushing, she made her way there. The door was unlocked for maintenance. Up the narrow stairs, dust motes dancing in the light. At the top, a small window faced the gym. Perfect line of sight. Back in the gym, the man was edging toward the stage. The next performance was starting. Older kids singing folk songs. Families were packed in. If he had explosives. Sarah didn't have her old gear, but she spotted a maintenance shed nearby. Inside, tools scattered. A long-handled broom. Then she saw a pellet gun, probably for scaring birds. Not ideal, but it would do. Precise enough at this range. She returned to the tower, loading the pellet gun with steady hands. Through the window, she watched. The man unzipped his backpack slightly. Wires visible now. A bomb? Her pulse quickened, but she breathed deep, like in training. In. Out. The gentle twist came as she lined up the shot. This wasn't war, this was home. But protecting her family, her community, that was the same. She aimed not to kill, but to disable. The man's hand on the detonator. Crack. The pellet hit his wrist, sharp and true. He yelped, dropping the device. Chaos erupted below, people turning, confused. The man clutched his arm, backpack spilling. Security guards volunteered as rushed him. Sarah lowered the gun, exhaling slowly. No one saw her. She descended the stairs, slipping back into the crowd outside. Police sirens wailed in the distance. Someone must have called. Back in the gym, Emily and Jack were safe, wide-eyed but unharmed. "Mom, what happened?" Jack asked. "Just a little scare," Sarah said, hugging them close. "Everything's okay now." The police arrived, securing the man. Turns out, he was a disgruntled former employee with a homemade device. Not a full terrorist plot, but dangerous enough. The festival ended early, but no one was hurt. That evening, at home, Sarah sat on the porch with Tom. The kids were inside, watching TV. Stars twinkled above, crickets chirping softly. "You okay?" Tom asked, knowing her past. She nodded. "Yeah, just." Old skills came in handy. He squeezed her hand. "You're amazing, you know that?" Sarah smiled, feeling the weight lift. She was still just a mama baking pies, driving carpools. But today, she was more, and that was enough. The neighborhood quieted, leaves rustling in the breeze. Sarah sipped her tea, content. Life went on, one slow day at a time.